Hello there, Ray here, and with me is Lin as well as Kika, and today we're going to show you how you can crash servers with a bed.
So the way I found this glitch is that when Ray was talking about the glitch where if you stand in a nether portal and open chest, it's a way to make shulker boxes and chests stay open. And if you don't know about this glitch, you should check out. Ray has a video on this. And when I was testing around with that, I thought about if I tried to sleeping at bed while also standing in a portal, and that didn't work too well. So I thought about doing the same thing with beds. So I put I placed a bed under a portal and I slept, and it just crashed my world.
After the ProtoTech members Kika and Lin told me about this ability to crash the server from within the game, I then tried to figure out exactly how to replicate this, and after some testing, I figured out 5 different ways that you could replicate this in a survival world. The way that you can replicate the glitch is simply by placing a bed directly underneath the other entrance and portal. So you can see the portal there, and underneath of it is the bed. Now you want to make sure that all the valid locations where the player will be placed after sleeping in the bed are inside of these portal blocks here. So the game won't place them underneath this side here, so that's all blocked. You can place them all along here, as well as over here. And this will all cause the player to be standing over here, and he'll be inside of this portal block, which will allow him to teleport away. The first way you can get the glitch to work is if the main person is sleeping in the bed and the second person just logs out. So you can do this in single player as well. So you can see I'm along as well as Kika. And if I just sleep in this bed underneath of the entrance end portal, and now Kika, if you log out, right as it gets dark, my player will be able to sleep away the night, and then he'll be placed over on the side of the entrance end portal. This causes a glitch to occur, and this will automatically close the server. It pretty much crashes the entire server. So now we will wait until the server resets, and we can go back inside again. So once the server has restarted, then you can access the server again. We join the server again, and it will put me, since I was sleeping underneath the entrance end portal, it will put me inside the entrance end portal. And after the glitch occurred, then when you log back in, you'll just be here at the obsidian platform. And our end dimension is kind of ugly because of all the testing. But if you just try to leave the end through just a portal again, it will take you through credits. But then you end up coming back here into the end dimension again. So if you do want to know how you can get out of the end dimension, if you're in a creative world, then you can leave by another portal. So if you go through it, make another portal in the end dimension, you can go through that. And then from here, you can access a really glitchy dimension of the nether, which is really strange. A lot of weird stuff occurs here. But from here, then you can go back through the nether portal, and it will take you back to the normal overworld. So if I just find that nether portal, which is over here, then I go through this one, then I'll take me back over into the overworld. And yep, just fine. So another way that you can get out of the end dimension if you're stuck here and your bed keeps placing you back here again is to go in spectator mode. This only also works if you have access to cheats, but you go in spectator mode and then kill yourself. This will allow you to be in spectator mode, and therefore you can't teleport. But you can see my player is trying to be placed right here on top of this block here. That's what causes the glitch to work. The second way that you can get this glitch to work is if you have the other players that are online, anyone else be sleeping in a bed, and then you, after they're sleeping in the bed, you go and sleep in the bed underneath of the entrance end pearl. So if Kika, if you want to sleep underneath that bed, and as soon as he sleeps long enough so that it turns day again, he'll be placed underneath the entrance end pearl, which will cause the server to crash. And so it will kick me out as well. So even though I was like just a bystander, it also kicked me. So the third way to get this glitch to work is if the other player is in that portal over there and you happen to have a player access the end dimension, this will allow the player to finish sleeping over there. So you can see my coordinates here are 2100 and negative and negative 2000. So if I hop through this portal here, this will cause the server to crash because it'll allow Kika over there to sleep, and I'll be in the end dimension. That's why he can sleep over there. So now we just have to wait for the server to restart again. So when you log back in after the server crashed, since I was going through the entrance end portal, when it crashed, it caused me to use my overworld coordinates of where I went into the entrance end portal, and they applied them to the end dimension. So you can see them around negative 2100 in the x coordinate and around negative 2000 in the z coordinate as well. So you see them way out here at the outer end islands, and this is something similar that I showed before where you could actually walk into the entrance end portal and crash your game and get the same results. But this is just using the bed trick. And Kika, he got placed over in the end dimension too, but he got placed over by the obsidian platform. So this is one way you can travel out really far in the end dimension by using this. If you do happen to use this for survival, be sure that you're ready to fly because you could get placed on land or else you could just get placed in the void depending on where the islands generate at. But you can either fly with your elytras to escape death if you're in survival or have an ender pearl, maybe be able to pearl next to an island and save yourself. So the fourth way you can get this glitch to work is if all the players are over in the nether dimension. This will allow the player who is sleeping underneath of the entrance end portal to be able to get out of the bed and wake up. So if I just head over through this nether, we can see that this also applies to the nether dimension as it did in the overworld. When I come back in, you can see that it places my player at the same coordinates as I am in the overworld, but in the nether dimension. So just like it did in the end dimension, where it placed me out pretty far, you can see it placed me at negative 2100 and negative 2000 in the nether. This is the same kind of glitch and even placed me around the same Y level as it was in the overworld. So yeah, this is one way you can travel out really far in the nether dimension by crashing the game as well. So the fifth way that you can cause this glitch to work where you crash the server is if the players on the server go into Spectator Mode while the other player is sleeping. So if I just go in Spectator Mode and we go over here and watch Kika and he sleeps in the bed, as soon as the time comes around where he wants to wake up, you'll see that he gets placed inside the portal. You just barely see his head go inside the portal there, and this causes the server to crash as well. Now this glitch does not affect my obsidian farm, as I've shown it still works in current versions, where I would have a bed over on the side here, and then I would just put a block inside of the portal, so after you sleep in the bed, you would end up on top of this block over here. So that works just fine. It's only when your bed is down low, and the player is placed with his face inside of the portal block. One of the ProtoTech members, Narcoleptic Frog, looked at the crash report as well as the code in the game and concluded that the game crashes because when the players are in bed, it keeps a list of everyone in the overworld that is in bed and that needs to be woken up after a certain amount of time. So when they wake up the player, and then the player is placed inside of the portal and is teleported away, he's no longer in the overworld, so he's no longer in that list that it tries to wake up players. And when when the list of players gets changed, the game does not like that list being changed and it throws an error which causes the game to crash. I went ahead and filled out a bug report, which I will link down in the description, so if you would like to upvote that, we could have this bug fixed. It is a pretty nasty bug, figuring that you could easily crash servers, even in survival, just by using a bed and an entrance end portal. If you found this interesting, show me with a like. If you'd like to see more crazy glitches, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, be sure to comment. Bye bye!